Hey everybody, welcome to the Nomads Nation podcast, episode 22. Today, I've got one of my favorite bag reviewers in the world, Wolf from Nitpacker. And Wolf and I were chatting before the holidays, so a few months ago, and he had this idea for a podcast. And I'm like, dude, that's freaking brilliant. And we're titling this episode like the Frankenstein episode. And the gist of it, if I may speak for you, Wolf, was that we're going to basically cherry pick our favorite features on a backpack, specifically in EDC, from the different bags that we've tested and reviewed, and make like our dream hypothetical unicorn Frankenstein backpack. Wolf, did I get the gist of it? Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, for sure. Excited for it. Yeah, I think you pinged me to be like, hey, do you want to do something with a newsletter? And that was the idea. And then you're like, we should do this on a podcast, which I
I
agree.
did.
I think it's gonna make for a good discussion.
I agree. Yeah, nothing against the newsletter idea, but the second you said it, I'm like, dude, that format that just screams podcast to me. I hadn't had you on the pod yet. I really wanted to bring you on. So yeah, dude. For those listening who haven't seen your channel, do you want to give us like the elevator pitch, what you do over at Nitpacker?
Yeah, for sure. Excited to finally be here. My name's Wolf. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I launched a channel. It's almost been a year and a half. It's crazy how time has flown by. Similar to you, reviewing Carrie products for travel and day-to-day life from the lens of someone that's like very meticulous, nitpicky, hence nitpacker, and just tapping into that like detail obsessed part of my brain as I'm sharing my perspective on the products that I'm reviewing.
Well said, and I completely agree. And I'm sorry for calling you new because you're really have been at this, almost for 2 years now. But I don't know. You just yeah, I just love your channel. It's exciting. It's still got that new channel kind of feel to it. So I love what you are doing over there. I'm subscribed, man. So if you guys aren't subscribed to Nitpacker, be sure to check it out. Well, if you're ready to get into some Frankenstein magical weirdness right now.
Let's indulge in the weirdness.
Let's indulge. Some caveats that I want to say on my side, guys, is obviously as a bag reviewer and like making my own bag brand, there's going to be some overlap here between obviously with my bags that I made with Firo, I've kind of pulled from a lot of these influences anyways, right? So there's going to be that, but also I try to think from a perspective of, okay, I'm not being realistic about these features and how they might flow together, right? Because that's what I learned about actually making my own bag brand. It's like, oh, I'm just going to make my dream bag. And then I can just put
Yep.
all these features together. And then I learned, oh, that's not possible. These are physical products that have limitations, and a CPL 24 side panel access is not going to work with, a CTB style, whatever it might be, right? So I would say I can't speak on your end, Wolf, but for me on my end, this is just going. I'm shooting for the stars. I'm swinging for a home run, even though it's not realistic. I'm just saying, hey, these are my favorite features, and if someone could make them all work together, that'd be great. What about on your end? Have you tried to like take a designer mentality and see what can actually be sewn together, or are we getting weird with it?
I think a little bit of both. I think some of the decisions are to try to balance out the design, but there are certain places where I'm like, look, this is my favorite X and this is my favorite Y, but together I know they're probably not going to mesh design wise. I'm like curious, like just to go into Chat GPT, see what what picture it generates. But yeah, I'm kind of on the same page as you. It's
That's
probably not going to
fascinating.
fully work out.
I never thought about the ChatGPT angle. We should do that after this episode, and
Totally.
we'll see what our ChatGPTs make up independently. That'll be really interesting. So, all right, let's start with the foundation, Wolf. We're gonna do just a reminder, everyone. This is just for an EDC. If this goes well, we can do a sling and a travel bag episode later down the line. But this is just for our ideal EDC. But for me, I was also thinking, for my ideal EDC, I like it to double up as a bag that I can travel with. So I'm also thinking about personal item. But really, the foundation of what I'm building here, what I think we're building together, is an EDC. And we're gonna start with the foundation itself. Let's talk about the main opening style, because to me, that's kind of like, I don't know, that is the foundation of a bag. Are we how does this primary zipper function and get us into the main compartment? That's just sort of like a starting off point. For me, actually, I want to see what you said, Wolf. So any of the listeners out there, Wolf and I have not shared our picks yet. So I'm really fascinated to hear what your opening style for your EDC is going to be. Wolf, take the mic. What do you got?
Yeah, and I will also preface by saying I'm super curious about your picks because you've been doing this for like 6, 7 years. You've reviewed thousands of bags. I have a much, more succinct collection of bags that I've tested. But yeah, I grabbed some of the stuff just so I can also like show what I'm talking about. But I'm definitely like a clamshell guy. But within clamshell, the best executed is the Panda Pack. Daddy loves his Panda Pack. A couple things. I think the fact that the main zipper doesn't interact with some of the other ones, like it doesn't come close to it. And then secondly, a lot of the clamshell style openings, like the City Pack Pro 2, for example, the zippers go sideways, and this is more kind of like the Max EDC. Like, we don't call it a beaver flap, or do we call it kind of like a beaver flap? But
You go with that.
the zipping experience is just like super smooth. Like, I really enjoy getting into this main compartment. So of the clamshell style backpacks, it's my favorites.
Now, is that zipper
Um,
experience, Wolf? Is that Pilgrim butter churning sort of zipperage? Have you hit that level?
I Yeah, so I guess like for anyone that like doesn't know who I am, I do like a Pilgrim churned zipper smoothness rating. This bag
That's
actually got the highest score out of any bag. There's bags that have an individual zipper that is smoother than the smoothest zipper on here, but every single zipper on this bag is insanely smooth. Your Cita Sling got the highest score, by the way, of any sling. But yeah, I think it's like a 9.6 right now is the record for a backpack. How about you?
well, I just want to comment on your pick. I love that pick, and I'm a little annoyed, and I'm annoyed because you came really prepared. You brought the bags. I don't have shit. Everyone at home, just so you know, it's Chinese New Year
Oh
today,
yeah.
so I'm in my I'm like locked in my bedroom, about to go meet up my wife's parents in like 45 minutes to an hour. So I don't have any props with me. So Wolf has one up me, but to neutralize my frustration there is the fact that I will be having the Panda Pack make a little bit of it'll be popping its head out on my list a little bit later as well. But for me, and also might I say, great pick. It's one of the most underrated bags out there. It's not the cheapest bag. Let's be honest. I mean, that bag coming at 395
Yeah.
USD, I think. But
Yep.
what an experience Pioneer has built. I just like it's so funny. Like I love bags individually, but I really think what I'm drawn to more is what a brand does as a whole. And that's what's really interesting to me is not what just Pioneer did with one backpack, but what they're doing throughout multiple bags from a user experience, design language, touch points. Because like the CTB doesn't tell the Evergoods story, but the entire collection really tells you the Evergoods story, right? So with Pioneer, I think that they're just really cool. And like I understand why people get like really mad about their price points and really annoyed by how teethy the zippers are and they just don't dig that. And I'm like, I totally get those criticisms, but wow, are they doing some really cool fucking stuff?
But by the way, real quick, right before you tell me yours, did you see the Seinfeld thing in the Panda Pack?
No, 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 please tell me.
Yeah, no, Alex from Out in the Lights sent this to me, and Jerry Seinfeld literally posted an selfie on his Instagram with him in a mirror with his forest green Panda Pack. Like calling some guy out who was the one who like. So yeah, there's a chance Jerry Seinfeld saw your video. Very high likelihood he saw one of your videos. If he saw mine, that'd be pretty sweet. But
I can
bags,
retire
man.
now, dude, and
Yeah,
give him good taste because that the green is the best
yes,
version of that bag. So for me,
for sure.
I picked the rework Toshi because I think that what they did with the opening of the main zipper of that backpack is uh unbelievable as to where you get the best of both worlds, where you are getting a full clamshell style access. But if you just want to do that half zip opening as well, it just pops right open like a butler ready to serve you. And I've seen other bags attempt this, but they did it the best as to where when I'm using it, it's just I get angry because I'm like, this is too freaking good. So rework Toshi, that sort of best of both worlds clamshell and half zip. You have reviewed the Toshi?
Believe it or not, and I can't tell you how many times people have commented like, "Hey, how does this compare with a Toshi?" I haven't, and I've been meaning to. Yeah, I need to hit them up or just buy one of their bags. The
I that
pipeline has gotten out of hand, but I
I
definitely
know
need to
all about
try
the
it.
pipeline. Hey,
Yep.
it's the best. It's a great time to be a consumer right now because just bags. There's just more options than ever. But for us reviewers, it's also it's both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good problem to have, but a problem nonetheless. So I look forward to seeing your rework Toshi review. I think you're gonna dig that pack, dude. It's hard not to. So all right, but moving on. Sticking with the foundation of the bag. Let's talk about my other favorite thing about bags, which is really just materials. It's funny, like somebody commented we did the leaderboard video where we had like my whole team talk about like our favorite bags in Nomads Nation, and they said, Marissa likes the comfort, Margaret liked the look, Tav liked the functionality, and Aaron wouldn't shut up about the materials. And it's so true. Like I'm
Nice.
obsessed with materials. It's so much fun, and it's always like a lens that I'm always looking at bags. And like when I was talking about Pioneer, like that's what they're doing so interesting with their custom made Mandarin nylon.
Yep.
God, it's gorgeous, And then that interior lining, they obviously probably spent thousands of dollars trying to find and cultivate and perfect. So that's what means a lot to me. So for the primary material, I'll go first with this one, Wolf. For my dream EDC is going to give us a best of both worlds as to where I don't like thick, I don't like heavy, I like malleable, lightweight, but I also like a bag that has a bit of structure to it. And these two things don't always go hand in hand. So there's only a few fabrics out there that really have been able to accomplish this that I've found. One of which is the polycarbonate Codra nylon that Firo uses, right? Because that polycarbonate, it's a 330D. It's very thin, but we stamp it with the polycarbonate and that gives it some of that structure. But I can't choose my own fabric by my own rules for this. So for that reason, I got two other alternatives potentially. I'm choosing two. One, obviously, we all know X-Pack, but Wolf, have you ever seen the VX07?
I have not. Um, I have not actually. Yeah, tell me
Most,
more. I've
most
heard
people
about the
have.
11. I've heard about the 11,
It
which
drops even
apparently.
lower than that, dude.
Oh,
So
baby.
obviously, yeah, exactly. To all my X-Pack fans out there, we're all familiar with VX21 and VX42. And fun fact, I just learned this. VX42 is the VX with a 420D nylon
Yep.
on top, hence the
Yep.
42. So a 220, VX21 is the 210. So for the VX7, we got a 70D denier, 70D, which is the denier, 70 denier,
Yeah.
nylon on top, and it's just so lightweight, dude. We have been testing this on Firo, and I haven't actually seen any other bags use this, but I've got some swatches of this in the office. We've been making some bags with it, and it's just amazing because it gives you all that X-Pack goodness, but it's the lightest version of it that I've ever seen. I will admit, abrasion resistance, not quite sure about. I might want to put like a ballistic nylon, like a thicker denier at the bottom of the bag.
Yeah.
So for me, though, that's one of those rare materials where I'm checking all these boxes. And another one is, Wolf, have you checked out any of Pack's new bags?
I have not. I have
Okay.
not.
No, you got to add it to your
But I've
never
seen the
use it.
picture. I saw. I was actually looking at pictures today. I think we might be talking about the same one, but it looks amazing. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, tell me more.
This the stunning fabric, but Pact has done such an amazing job of procuring this and this fabric and this material. I don't know where they got it from. I've never seen it before, but again, extremely thin, extremely lightweight, all the malleability of a classic backpack that you would want, but there's some sort of finish or coating on it that's giving it a bit of rigidity and a bit of structure, and that to me is that sweet spot. So I'm picking those three materials, the material we use at Firo, but if not, VX07 or just shout out to Pact because I well, if you got to get your hands on this, just from like a material nerd, the
Yeah, yeah,
fabric
yeah.
they use is just one of a kind. It's sort of like have you're familiar with the Air Go Pack? Have you used that one?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so it's
Yeah,
sort of like that, which is like a crinkle nylon, but it's like
yeah.
they polycarbonated it or something and just gave it a bit of more rigidity, if that's even a fucking word. So yeah, those are my picks. I'm curious what you picked though.
By the way, can we just take a quick step back and like the people that enjoy this, which like I mean, obviously this is like we love that, but what a particular personality type. Anyways, that's part of what I love about this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
by the
so
way, John from Unpacked has
apologies.
told me.
Hey, I am not holding back on my nerdiness, okay? The
No,
second you
no.
told me about this, because you told me about this idea, and I was
Yeah.
jealous because I was like, no, you want to write a newsletter with this? And just what? No, I need to be a part of this. So I had to, because
Nice.
I was so excited to express all these things. So yeah, apologies to the listeners for my intensive nerdery, but I'm sure you're gonna match my nerdery right now. What do you got for your primary material?
But see, this is like the cool thing about bags also, that I feel like this is like one area where I feel like it will be kind of on the other side of the spectrum. My favorite material on, I'm like a lunatic when it comes to wax canvas. I totally get that wax canvas from a functionality perspective is not great. It's heavy. Like, I know that's something that you don't like, which obviously for like one bag travel, like I would never throw wax canvas on there. But it also, like, from a water resistant standpoint relative to how heavy it is, it's not great. But to me, the beauty of wax canvas, and like for me, like my pick would be the Waterfield designs. They're like Martexin wax canvas. I love the color, but it's like one of those materials that instead of like worrying about how it's gonna age, you get to like look forward to it. You know, like the patina, the scratches, like every mark makes it more you. Like, this is a bag that I feel like out of all the bags I have, this is the one that you would have to like, I wouldn't let anyone claw it out of my dead hands. You know what I mean? Just because of that. But in kind of from like a design perspective, I feel like going full wax canvas is just too heavy. And so like one thing that I really like is like Belroy. Their, you know, on their Adventure line they do like a contrast of two materials. This is their travel pack, but like with their Venture Ready pack, where they do beta nylon, which is my favorite synthetic material. I think you can see it better here. I know you're a big fan of this guy. But yeah, just doing like a high.
That's not the ripstop though, is it?
No, so like on the travel pack, they do beta nylon on the side. It's the
Yep.
the Venture Ready that they do.
Hmm.
I think it's beta nylon here and then ripstop here. But yeah, just doing the beta nylon here, where it still has that like natural rugged canvas like hand feel, and then having wax canvas here. That would be my go-to. But yeah, I freaking love what Belroy does with
Shout out
fabrics.
Shout out to Waterfield because I agree that wax canvas. It's just it's delicious. It's just it's amazing. But it's funny you mentioned that Belroy fabric because that's the closest that Belroy fabric that you're talking about is extremely close to the packed fabric that I'm talking about. Like it's honestly
That's
now
what
that
it
you
looked
mention,
like. That's what it looked
yeah,
like. Yeah.
it's honestly we're probably. I mean, I think PAX is a little bit different. They probably custom developed it, but they're very similar. So great minds think alike.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Does your Dream Unicorn Frankenstein EDC backpack Wolf, does it need to be self-standing?
Yes. I mean, 100%. What I mean,
So this is where I'm going to
yeah.
give my shout out to the Pioneer Panda because I found it to be one of the better self-standing bags that I've used over the years. And the Pioneer Panda utilizes the same design that the Aer City Pack Pro 2 uses to achieve this, which is that perfect
I did
little
not know that.
bottom. Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that bottom
Yeah, I
little
know what you mean.
folding
Yeah.
technique, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
um, I think this is going to be a mainstay in bag. I'm sorry, mainstay. This will be a very common thing in bags moving forward. Full disclosure, we are totally doing this on all Firo bags now. So the Levo that you saw,
Hell
we're
yeah.
doing this as
Yeah.
well, and our new EDCs. But I'm not sure who came up with it first. I'm sure it was a different brand that we don't even know about, probably from Japan in the 50s, right? But at the end of the day, they're both utilizing this sort of like folding bottom that gives it the perfect sort of foundation where it's not just flat and it can easily tip. That pointed bottom gives such amazing self-standing, and the I think the Pioneer was the first bag that I ever saw that actually did that. Have you had similar good self-standing
Oh, yeah. I mean,
experiences with the Pioneer?
yeah. Yeah. That's such a. It's funny. I was talking to my dad right now. He's like the OG Nitpacker. He has, I swear to you, I at least 10 backpacks that he has ordered and returned when he comes and visits. He like looks at my bags. He like he's just like too crazy. I've had to tell him like, Dad, like the perfect bag doesn't exist. Just accept it. Stop freaking out about needing all these crazy, weird, specific things like the perfect place for your business card. But I sent him the City Pack Pro 2 today in the mail, and it was like the bag he has now that he's like happy with, which is like it's a Thule Subterra 26 liter. It
Mhm.
doesn't stand great. And I'm like, just wait until you have a bag that stands on its own, like not to get into all the other City Pack Pro 2 stuff. And he's like, yeah, I feel like I'll like that. Once you
Well,
have it, you can't go back.
this is very true, and I guess there's no mystery where you get your nitpacker tendencies
Yep,
from. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it?
exactly.
Zippers, Wolf.
Um,
What do you think about zippers? You said your team self-standing. So, is there any self actually? I'll give you. Is there any self-standing design in particular that you wanted to shout out? Or are we good to move on to zippers?
I'll just say it quickly. We don't have to get into it, but it was honestly thanks to you. Like I saw your review. There wasn't a lot of content, but the simple commuter, especially like when I reviewed it, it was a 20-liter bag. That thing is like a free, like doesn't matter where you pack it, how you pack it. It just like standing is its natural position. But yeah,
It's a great point, and it's a
agreed.
bit more
Yeah.
of a flat base. It doesn't have this sort of triangular
Yeah.
foundation that I was talking about. But you're right, self stands like an absolute champ. I think it helps with the fabric that they're using. It's sort of a tank, but again, I love that fabric because it's not too thick, it's not too rigid. So yeah, shout out to the City Pack, the Simple Commuter Pack 2 as well. Let's jump into zippers, Wolf. For me, simple YKK number 8 reverse coil. I don't want to see PU touching it. I will be the first to admit I've gone full circle on the PU coated zippers. If you watch my reviews from 3 years ago, I was a convert of the PU coated zippers.
Yeah.
I wanted every compartment being PU coated. I have no problem admitting that my taste has changed and my preferences have evolved. And I don't like chunky number 10s. Don't need them. They just feel unnecessary. I like the Pilgrim butter churnage zipper lightning speed of a number 8 reverse coil. That does it for me every zipper. What about you?
Yeah, the interesting thing to me about zippers is that you can have the same exact zipper on a multitude of bags, and sometimes they're smoother, sometimes they're not. There's a lot of science that goes into just like how they stitch them. I mean, you've been a part of the process, like the angles, like how taut the fabric is.
Mhm.
But I mean, for me, like specifically in like a good, like for me, I really like again the Panda Pack. These are the Vislon YKKs, which are like the chunky, teethy ones that I know are like pretty polarizing.
Mm.
And it's not like the most traditional zipper experience from a waterproofing standpoint. Probably not amazing, but it's just like effortless, incredibly smooth. But then they use the same exact zippers on their Savant as well as their Duration Pack, and the zipping experience is not as delightful as on the Panda Pack. So yeah.
Are we
What can I
sure
tell
those
you?
are YKKs? I didn't know Pioneer used
Yeah.
YKK. Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
YKK Vislon, Vislon, which is interesting also because those are zippers that you sometimes see them in like cheaper like toys or like kids stuff, because it's like part of the reason why they put them in kids stuff is because it zips and unzips so easily. Probably not the best from like a thief deterrent standpoint, but yeah, the dopamines per second with those Vislon zippers are really good.
Record-breaking DPS, dopamine per
Yes.
second zippers. Wow, we should trademark some of these terms. Now, but no zipper is complete without a poll. And yeah, guys, we're going into the depths of nerdness here. Like, I want to know in your dream bag, Wolf, what's your zipper poll that you're going to use? For me, uh, I've gone back and forth on zipper polls. I kind of like the classic Hypalon laser cut with a bar tack, just like putting them together. Like that's my favorite because the bar tacks, like I just like the look of the laser cut Hypalon. I think it's modern and sleek, and it has some movement to it. It's not like the Waterfield zippers. Like those are metal, right? I hate those zipper pulls. Like it's just like a fish hook basically. Um, so again, I like some malleability and some movement on my zip pulls. And when you just have the laser cut Hypalon, you put that bar tack right through the middle, connecting them. That gives you a great point of grip. So those are always been my favorites. We used those on Firo before. We're switching over to some new ones differently because the bar tack stitch never looks great. Like, it's really hard to get a really good looking bar tack stitch. It just kind of looks like for lack of a better word, puby sometimes, and it's not always as premium as you might want it to look aesthetically. But from a functionality perspective, Alpaca has always, or not always, because they're always switching their shit out, but Alpaca has oftentimes used these kind of poles. That's my pick. What do you got?
I feel like we got some agreement here. I'm a Hypalon guy. Like the new Air. Like I feel like that was one of the biggest subtle improvements in like the new line of Air stuff. Where like before I was not a fan of their pulls.
Mhm.
But yeah, just like the Hypalon pull tabs that
But
they're using.
airs are
I will.
very interesting because you're talking about the new ones on the new City Pack Pro too.
And yeah, and like the City Pack and like the
Yeah,
yeah.
those are sticky though. So those don't have the bar tack in them. They're just
Oh
actually
yeah,
okay.
so maybe I'm.
Oh no, they do. Okay, so they have the bar tack a little bit lower. But yeah, basically, but those got a little bit of a sticky feel to them. You like how They're
I
great.
kind of like the grippiness. I like the grippiness, but I will say one thing that I've realized also, because like I'm a huge zipper pull guy. I'm like, even before I was like hardcore into bags, I would still like swap out zipper pulls on like my stuff.
Mhm.
But like I know like you don't love the water field like pulls or like just like the metal ones.
Yeah,
Some of my favorite zippers are actually like I've realized when you don't even need a pull, if the actual zipper head is big enough that you can just grab onto it, that's like the ultimate leverage. I actually don't mind those. Like the Panda Pack, if you think about it, they don't have pulls. It's just you're grabbing onto the zipper head. Uh, and
that's
yeah, I
true.
think
But
if they're
technically I would consider that head the pole technically because like on an
so that's what I
airbag,
yeah
yeah, like on like some bags they'll take off the head itself and replace it with a D ring or an O ring, and then so
right
yeah, it's sort of a gray area. I get what you're saying though.
yeah.
Do you like you ever tried track bag?
No, but very as I mentioned, wax canvas high on my list. So yeah,
You'll
I feel
love
like
it.
I would
And
be
they
yeah.
use they use like these steel O's for their zip poles, and they're very interesting. I think you might dig those. So, all right, I think that we got the foundation. Then I want to kind of get into some details for our Frankenstein backpacks for pocketing and layouts. Admin panel, is it necessary, Wolf? And if so, which one? Which bag is your has your dream admin configuration?
Man, yeah, this was a tough one for sure, and something that like starting this YouTube channel, I feel like has definitely changed my mind because I was actually not a huge. I went back and forth on whether or not I was a tech pouch guy. I think when you're reviewing a lot of bags, there's just massive practicality with just like having all your tech in one pouch and then swapping it from one bag to the other. Previously, I was like, I don't need this. Like, I just, as long as I have my dedicated place for every single thing, but now I'm like attached to like tech pouch life. So, admin panels, a little extra organization goes a long way. I'm still all for it. But is it needed? Not as much, but I will say like my one that I really appreciate it's like a clever design is just the simple commuter also the tech caddy I think they call it, but I think it's kind of cool how it's like you open it up, it's gusseted, it expands outwards, and it's almost like a quick access pocket that has all of the micro organization that you would need in a tech pouch, essentially like that felt magnetic pocket in the back for like sunglasses, and then it's like a zipper pocket for like smaller things that you want secure, and then just like nice stretch mesh slip pockets throughout with the magnetic key leash. I think it's like a clever one. I also like the City Pack 2, not the Pro admin panel as well. I wish the Pro was a little bit more like the standard.
I
How
hear
about
that a
you?
lot from people. They, particularly about the Air City Pack Pro, being like, dude, the Air City Pack Pro 2 would be perfect if they had the Air City Pack 2's
Yeah.
admin compartment. So I hear that a lot. I love what you said about Simple for their Commuter Pack V2. That top admin pocket, it's actually like its own built-in tech compartment, is what I'm sorry, tech
Exactly.
pouch. Tech pouch is what I
Yep.
meant. Like it's literally they took a tech pouch and they were just like, let's just staple this fucker onto the top of the
Yeah.
bag and kaboom, and it works so well. Assuming you are a very hyper organized, excuse me,
Yep.
person with a lot of smaller bits of gear, because it's definitely not for someone like me. But actually, it's so funny you mention it. Like you go back and forth, and you like tech pouches, and then you're not using them, and then you want the admin compartment, and you're like, actually, I'm going to go more minimalist for this. This quarter. So I do feel that, and I have been going back and forth in a lot of ways as well. But I do think the simple commuter pack, just in general, kind of unlocked a little bit of a gate there that may have not been like open. I had seen Black Ember try and do something like this. So there was like an actual built-in tech pouch with an actual closure system inside of
Okay.
their what backpack was that? The Shadow or something? I can't remember. A Citadel maybe. Um, so I do think Simple nailed it. I typically prefer a little bit more of a Simple, ironically, that Simple's
Keep it
execution
simple.
was like more maximalist. So rework Toshi, I think nailed it. I think the Air City Pack Pro 2 nailed it for the way that I like to pack. But I'm gonna do just a shameless promo. Fyro, we got a new EDC coming in the next 3 months, I think, and the admin
Oh,
panel. Yes, yes. More details coming soon. But the admin pocket, we did it basically inspired by the Levo, where the admin pocket doesn't just, it's not just at the top of the bag, right? Like it's saying that the Aer City Pack Pro 2, you got like the top third of the bag dedicated for
Correct.
admin. We have that, right? But then it also sinks all the way to the bottom, which some people are going to hate and some people are going to love. It's just something that I've really grown used to as I've been testing our new EDC. So I kind of like having that bit of organization at the top, but then having this enormous crevice also as well, which is for hoodie and my over-the-ear headphones. So shameless self-promo. It's my channel.
No, do it.
But
And honestly, that's one of the things that I prefer about like the standard City Pack 2 over the Pro, that it goes all the way down, and then
it
they
is
also have like
nice to have that
a little
because
sleeve in the back.
let's be honest, that quick access horizontal pocket that Air has, at the front of the bag, it's not, there's not a lot of volume there, and it's because there's that zipper there. You have to have the stitching. It brings the pocket in. It's just going to naturally compromise the volume there. So when you have something like in the Aer City Pack 2, not the Pro, which does go all the way down, it just really opens up a lot of options. Or simple in comparison, they have the top admin pocket and they have the side sort of CPL style pocket, but there's just less volume to be able to use because of that. So I've gotten into this new thing that we're doing at Pharos. So I hope to I'm excited.
Excited to see it, man.
You'll be seeing it, Wolf. Don't you worry about that. All right, keeping the train rolling. Let's talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart: internal lining. And we're going to talk about denier and color if you want, and just like style. Take it wherever you want. I'm going to give the mic to you, Wolf. Talk to me about your dream internal lining.
Yeah. I honorable mention for sure. I love your liner.
Oh, thanks, dude.
The copper liner is awesome, and it's one of those things that in pictures it doesn't do it justice. But yeah, because it's not as saturated as you think. It's kind of like a cool earthy copper color, but the contrast with those like reflective lines creates a crazy contrast. But yeah, my favorite fabric for liners is the Pioneer Carry. God, they're getting a lot of promotion, but the 3XD, I think, is what they call it. And people talk about like why it's so expensive, and I get it. And especially when you have brands like Air, that it's like they have such a strong value proposition. But Pioneer Carry, like you talked about this, right? They've invested so much in the R&D of like just creating their own, like the Mandarin 840D ballistic nylon. You cannot get that anywhere else. And same with their liner fabrics that they're using, and like they use the same one for their wallets. And that fabric is in like, I have not like seen a bag where like the liner comes even close to it. On the Panda Pack and the Safari Tan, looks freaking awesome. I'll just put it on the video since I've got it right here. It just feels amazing, man. It's so luxurious and like rugged at the same time. So really love it. But color wise, Belroy, I feel like their colors, man. But the inside of their carry-on suitcase, it's like a tealish stone blue. They also use it in the Transit Work Pack Pro. It's interesting because Pioneer, they do like a blue that's in like that, but it's like much darker, that they use on their like on their Savant Duration Pack, or like the black version, and you don't have a lot of good visibility. I feel like that's a blue that it lights up the bag, but it's not like overly saturated where it's kind of singeing your corneas. So that combination I really like.
Yeah, because we don't want no cornea singeing, You're not gonna have, if your corneas are getting singed, you're not gonna have a good time.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Amazing shout out on Pioneer. God, they are getting a lot of lot of feedback today from us, and deservingly so. I actually had Boundary Supply. So I had Boundary Supply as my second, but I just moved them to third. And not all of their interior. On some of their bags, they do this gorgeous like gold interior, like a yellow kind of a gold. So that was my second pick, but I bumped that to number 3. Pioneer, you totally reminded me, is going to be my number 2. Honorable mention to Waterfield. Their interior.
Oh my God. Yes.
Bronze, yes, like their
Yes.
goldest internal lining.
Yes.
It's a little too like heritagey for me. Like I like a little bit of like a modern sort of a vibe, but like Waterfield, what they did with their internal is amazing.
Yeah.
For me though, I'm gonna throw something totally random out there. Have you ever heard of Carrie Cubo?
I've seen Instagram ads, and I think that I'm Googling them right now.
I did a review of their Carrie Cubo Lev 24 bag maybe 2 years ago.
I'm looking at it right now.
They have a like a blue
Whoa,
teal internal lining, which is probably the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. It is just, I don't know where they found this, how they procured this, where they got it from, but it's just stunning. I'm not the biggest blue guy, like from a internal lining perspective, but just the pattern and the shape and the highlight effect that it would give inside the bag was just very memorable for me. I think about it all the time when I'm thinking about internal linings. That's always like the bar for me. Um,
yeah,
in a lot of ways. So shout out to Carrie Cubo. They did a really incredible job with their internal lining there. Um,
that's a
but yeah,
sick color. I love
it
it.
is. It is. It's a bit much though. Like we might get into like
It's got
like
pop.
it's got pop, but it might get into like eyeball singeing territory. We're close. We're on the cusp. Versus Pioneer, it's a different sort of experience. It's less loud. It's so much more refined, so much subtle. You can just tell the guys at Pioneer they have really good taste. Like they just get it. You know.
100%.
So I'm gonna stick with Carrie Kubo for that, but Pioneer is a close second.
That's great. I
Did you want to do any
I
other?
wish bag brands, man. Sorry to cut. No, just like I feel like that's like one area where bag brands like it's just one little opportunity for you to do something different, and you see like the same colors over and over again, and I feel like yeah, it'd be nice for brands to get a little bit more creative in that sense. Sorry, what
I
were you gonna
totally
say?
agree that no, well, no, you just open a portal. We're gonna
We're doing
rant
it.
now.
We're doing
I
it.
just got sucked in. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that it's a low hanging fruit for a lot of brands to come up with like a calling card for them. Like you open a Waterfield bag and you're like, holy shit, this is Waterfield through and through. Um,
Totally.
Same thing with, Carrie Kubo, same thing with Pioneer. And it's just, we live in a world where I do understand that it's tough though, because imagine if you owned a bag brand and you had this really gnarly lining, but you had every day three customers saying, hey, what about your bag if it was gray on the inside, and that gets to you and you're like, fuck, maybe I should just change it to gray because then I'll make more sales. So this is one of the challenges, because I can tell you,
Totally.
running a bag brand, I get this comment all the time, dude, love the Citi Sling, make a gray lining and then I'll buy it. Otherwise, my money's going somewhere else. And people will say that like, that stings. Um, so
Yeah.
it's one of those difficult things, but I do think that if you're a new brand and you're really trying to make a bit of a mark and really have something signature and branded and something that is yours, internal lining is just a really low hanging fruit, easy place to start.
And you did that. I feel like your color is like pretty unique. Like there's orange has been done, mustard has been done, but it's kind of like somewhere I haven't seen like that exact color. So
Thank you. Yeah. It's not easy. It does take a little bit more R&D and like costs and time, but it's also not that hard because everyone's doing gray. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna hate on gray. I get it. Gray, it's the perfect color for a bag lining. If you just want to pick the easiest one, gray is
yep,
perfect. It gives you the highlight effect. It doesn't get too dirty, or at least not noticeably so. So I get it. But yeah, any new bag brands that are listening out there, just get weird with your internal lining. I want to see more weirdness. I want to see more risks on that end.
for sure.
I understand if you guys got to do an 840D ballistic nylon on the outside. I get that. That's fine. If you got to go safe on the outside, go safe. But give me something crazy on the inside. All right, moving on, Wolf. Let's talk about quick access pockets. I put the Simple Commuter Pack V2, a bag that we had brought up earlier. I love that side quick access pocket, and I like it because it's got a bit of volume to it, and my over-the-ear headphones can fit in it. And that's the only thing that I'm really quick access grabbing these days. Back in my early bag reviewing days, I would need like to swing over to grab my AirPods and my wallet and my keys.
Yep.
And now my apartment and my office is keyless. And now I don't like to keep my wallet in my backpack anymore. I always keep it in my back pocket, right? So I need less and less quick access. My over-the-ear
Yeah,
headphones are the one thing that I need, that I like to get in and out of really fast. So Simple Commuter Pack V2 was always good for that for me. What about for you?
so you're a side access guy. I think this is always like a
I
fun
used
thing.
to be the grand leader of the side access cult. Shit, I don't know if you know this. And then over the years, I have reformed, and I'm less. I mean, the whole selling point of the T22 was ambidextrous side access, right?
Yep.
Which was extremely important to me at the time. Still is, but it's just funny how what you carry dictates what you want your bag to do. And what I've been carrying has just been changing. I don't need quick access to my keys anymore. I'm not using my AirPods. So my over-the-ear headphones just kind of stay around my neck. Also, I live in a city, right? So what I need walking around 3 miles a day is different than what you need, or anybody in the car,
100%.
right? But yeah, so the side access carry was it was life or death to me earlier on. But now
Yep.
as my carrying habits have changed, like I lost my one day I went to a restaurant and I left the restaurant and I realized, holy shit, I forgot my backpack there. And my wallet was in the back zippered pocket, and I was like, shit, I put all my eggs in one basket. If I ever have that moment again,
Yeah.
like I'm screwed. So since then, my back pockets always had my wallet, So as carry habits change, so have my needs. So quick side access not as important. Where are you on the quick access spectrum? How is it important to you and not?
Yeah, I'm definitely like a top-down guy, but so much of that roots from the fact that Salt Lake City is a city, but it's like I've been craving living in a place like we went to Spain last year where we were walking and biking everywhere for like a month, and I really enjoyed that. You're just like more, you feel a part of this world that we live in, versus like these detached experiences of going from like your air-conditioned home to your air-conditioned car to, you know what I mean? But because of my environment and I'm not like taking a lot of public transportation or just like in a densely populated city, I don't like side access isn't as valuable to me. So I'm more of a top down quick access guy. My ideal quick access pocket, the first one that I saw it on was the original Bellroy Transit Work Pack, which I was really bummed out that they removed it from version 2, but
Mhm.
also just like on the Aer City Pack Pro 2, just that quick horizontal zip. I guess like unpopular opinion is I think most people prefer the original City Pack Pro in that it was like that thick padded felt and it was like deeper so you can fit more stuff. But like similar to you, my quick access, the only two things I need are my sunglasses quick access and my actual like AirPods. Over the ear headphones I rock more when I'm like traveling planes and stuff like that. And so because it is a shallower pocket, I don't have to like stick my hands as deep into that little cave to get those things. I like the springiness of the stretch mesh. It doesn't take up as much space. That like koala pouch that goes into the main compartment, and just quick small horizontal zip, really easy to get in and out of. So my perfect bag would have something simple like that for sure.
As an avid sunglasses user, I'm embarrassed at the fact that I also forgot that I would need this as well. So yes, in microfiber, like I want the whole luxurious experience. It's very
Yeah,
important to me. So thank you for reminding me there. Let's
gotcha.
let's talk about the sides of the bag, and I'm gonna let you build it out however you want. Side number one, side number two. What are you decking these sides out with? Within reason, Wolf. Don't give me six pockets and water bottle
No, no,
holder.
no.
What are the
Okay.
sides of your bag? What are they looking like?
Yeah, I mean, like I am a water bottle holder guy, so like one side would be an external water bottle holder, and it'd be the Evergoods like CTB line, MPL line, their stretch mesh water bottle pockets, which also I can't say anything because it's it hasn't gone live yet. But yeah, there's a new bag that I feel like is gonna rival those water bottle pockets. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but anyways,
I think I have an idea.
yeah, they did a number. So that would be one side, but I don't. I for the other side, I'm like, this is annoying that I keep referencing, but there's a reason. It's like one of my two favorite bags, the Panda Pack. Just like having one zippered pocket on the side where it has like some vertical volume, like my laptop, power bank. I throw in there. I can throw like gloves, whatever, but it's like more secure than like on the other side, and just gives me like quick access to other stuff. A lot of the like vertical zipped side access pockets are kind of like this like awkward experience, like getting in, out. I feel like that's just like a good piece of volume.
So yours was then Evergood CTB water bottle holder on one side, Pioneer zip pocket on the other side.
Yes. Yep.
That those Pioneer pockets are so awesome, dude.
God
Like
damn,
I
dude,
use
just
that
no
bag.
pockets.
I,
Yeah.
I I still so vividly remember when I used the Panda. I tested it out for like 2 weeks, and I was at an Airbnb in the time here in Hong Kong as I was transitioning places, and I just love those pockets. Now I'm on the train and I'm like, this is probably a thief's wet dream. Like if they were
Totally.
behind me, like they're just having a field day, you know. Like
Literally.
they're
Yep.
just like, I'm not even gonna try. But that aside, the convenience and access of those pockets, especially those side pockets, and the it's just it's a pocket dream. It really is. Um, we have the same water bottle pocket on side number one. I'm going with the Evergoods CTB 26. It's a classic. Everything has been said about it. What more is there to say about it? It's
Yeah.
perfect. And then for side number two, I'm taking a different approach. I love, again, bringing it back to the simple commuter pack. I love on the V2 that sort of like umbrella side pocket. You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't had my hands on the V2. I only did the V1, but I know
Uh,
exactly what you're
well,
talking about.
yeah. So they're using like an ultra stretch mesh in there, and it's a huge fucker. It's the whole panel basically, and it's actually just perfect for umbrellas. And living in the city, I always need an
Yep.
umbrella on me. I live in Asia, right? Monsoon season, it gets wild out here, and it's just
Yeah.
it's umbrella pocket. It fits a bit more space than my umbrella actually needs, which just gives it a little bit of room to move around if need be. I can throw it in there when it's a little bit wet. It's just an amazing pocket, and it can also fit a water bottle if need be. I'm not a water bottle carrier. I just keep a water bottle at home and a water bottle at the office. I don't know why I need to bring one around with me. Um,
Yeah.
riddle me that. But that aside, Simple, I think, did such a cool thing with that pocket that I had never seen really executed the same way before. So I'm really excited for you to get that pocket and to kind of test it out. And it uses that
Yeah. Love that.
that it's the same stretch mesh. Have you tried the Able Carry slings, the core?
Not yet, but
Okay.
very
Have
soon.
you
But is it? Are they using it in other Able Carry products?
No, no, no. What I'm getting at is the fabric that's being used inside this simple side umbrella pocket is
Yeah,
like the ultra stretch fabric. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's used on Dragonfly bags, ADP bags,
I think
Able
I
Carry
do.
bags. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite fabrics. It's stretchy. It's got a gorgeous texture to it. I could nerd on about that all day. So, all right, let's do tech protection, Wolf, and let's make this one a little faster.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, let's do for me, I'm just gonna do laptop compartment, but I don't like what I picked here because it actually doesn't make sense. So let me
Throw an
rethink.
audible.
I know, yeah, yeah. I gotta reconfigure my pick. You go with yours real fast.
So just like the laptop compartment.
Yeah, yeah. Just whatever you want to say. You're building your bag. So what with tech and protection and laptop, tablet,
Yeah.
what bag did it right for you?
City Pack Pro too. Honestly, just like good padding. I reviewed the Black Ember, like the Citadel H2 today, and like that one is like protection wise, like crazy, but it's also kind of like overkill. Like Air is already good enough for me, and I always value having just like a sleeve or somewhere where I can put my tablet when I travel, so that I have them both in the same exact pocket. So when I'm going through security, I can just snag them in one go. So yeah, I think that's just like a without overthinking it.
I'm gonna
Easy
take
one.
yours. Done. I agree. Air City, Air City Pack Pro too.
Yeah.
I was gonna do. I'm not sure if you've reviewed any bags from Minimal. They do incredible tech protection. Their M38 was my original choice, but that's a really big travel bag, and there's all this other organization in there that I actually don't use. But I just remember being blown away by the actual tech protection of that bag. So shout out to Minimal for making incredible bags, but also their tech protection in their bags. But I'm gonna stick with the Air City Pack Pro 2 for the simplicity. Let's talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart now, Wolf, as we're rounding this out. Harness system, comfort. I got three categories. I got shoulder straps, back panel, and then grab handles, which is not comfort, but it's sort of in like the back and harness system. So I'm curious to see where you're going to take this. Talk to me about your Frankenstein bag. What are we doing with your harness system? What's just broken your brain with comfort before with bags you reviewed?
Yeah. I've gotta just plug you in here for a second. But yeah, the straps, by the way, it's not my pick, but it's just because I haven't used it long enough to say. But the Levo straps, the first impression was like this marshmallow suctioning, like it was insane. Like those straps are out of this world, and I think a lot of people who have finally gotten their hands on them agree. So absolutely
Thanks, you.
killed it there, and it's like
Appreciate
super
that.
important. But Able carry. I mean, to me, Air is like number two with comfort, and able carries number one, specifically the Daily Plus. Yeah, that's
Dude, are you hacking into my computer right now? I literally have Able Carry founding it. I literally
yeah,
have Able Carry Daily Plus.
yep.
It's unbelievable. Do you have it for your shoulder straps and your back panel, or just the shoulder
I
straps?
do. I do, and it's interesting how like because like the shoulder straps on the Max EDC, like they're pretty similar, but the back panel and the Batman 6 pack, 4 pack action, you don't get, and the Max EDC is also just like a heavier backpack. But yeah, man, whenever I'm like, I know I'm gonna be needing a backpack to like be walking around for a long time, like the Daily Plus. I can't wait till like V2 of the Daily Plus. It's already like pretty close to perfect. I feel like it's just like a few very subtle tweaks away from just, providing
Yeah.
even more dopamine.
Now you just did, I think was it a 1 or 2 year re-review of the Able Carry Daily Plus, right?
I did. It was funny when I like the day I published it, I was like traveling and I like saw a guy with the Daily Plus and I just complimented him on the bag. But I'm like, little do you know, I just posted a review on this. Hopefully one day you'll see me be like, didn't you? Anyways,
That's awesome because perfect time because I never reviewed the Daily Plus. I reviewed the Daily like 6 years ago, and then I just bought the Daily Plus of my own money. I'm like, I need to review this thing. I need to re-experience just like Able Carry in general because I feel like I started by reviewing Able Carry many moons ago at the beginning of my channel, and then there was like a gap where I wasn't. So I've been trying to like just reintegrate with Able Carry. So I did their Max EDC and the Course Sling. So, anyways, long story short, I carried around the Daily Plus for maybe 10 days as I was testing it, and I almost had like panic attacks that I forgot to bring things in my bag because I couldn't believe how
oh
comfortable
yeah,
it was. Like,
yeah.
because I gotta walk like a mile, like to work, with the train and everything. And like sometimes I'm wearing it and I'm like, fuck, did I forget my laptop? And then it's like, wait, I had to take it off and check. Like, no, it's there. This bag is just that comfortable. Like I couldn't
Yes.
believe it though. And I had tested the Able Carry Max EDC out previously, maybe like 3 months prior. And it is right there, but there's just something about that plus.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
disagree
yeah.
with you that it's a perfect bag. I have a bit more quirks with it from a capacity perspective and some of the organization choices. But that aside, like from a
Yeah.
comfort, it's the GOAT for me. I
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Yeah, I would love to see like if they added luggage pass through and then just made a dedicated laptop compartment for it. And so that it's not like in the main compartment. I think those two changes, the internal water bottle holder is a little iffy, but those two main things, yeah, I just because it's so damn comfortable that it's like, even though I'm not a side access guy and so much of the organization is side access oriented, it's such a joy to use.
So awesome. We had the same shoulder straps and the same back panel. I want to give a shout out to Air, to Simple, Rework,
Yeah.
some Belroy bags. There's a lot of really comfortable bags out there, but there was just something different about the Daily Plus. It also might. How tall are you, Wolf?
I'm 5'8". I think we've talked
Five
about
eight.
this. Yeah, we're like, I don't know if it's like a height proportions thing, but yeah, it
It
works
might
really
be,
well
right?
for me.
Because like, if you're 6'4", then maybe the Daily Plus might not be the right fit, and then maybe it's the Max EDC for you. It's also interesting though, dude. I'm working on here locally in Hong Kong, sort of like a bag council. Just like I got like 5 bag nerds that I'm just like inviting into the office, and like it's like, hey, the Nomads Nation library is open, and the goal is to have some new presenters on Nomads Nation. This is actually the first time I'm
Nice.
announcing this. So they're testing out new bags and we're getting them on camera and giving them some coaching. But we want to do eventually like an end game bag video because all these new people are testing out the bags of like the top end game bags, right? Able Carry Rework, Simple, Air. What am I missing? There's one more end game bag in there. Able Carry. What am I missing? Able Carry, Air, Simple Commuter, Rework Toshi. Oh, Evergoods, I'd say. I'd say probably those 5 are pretty end game bag-ish. And it's been interesting because after every time someone uses a bag for about a week, they come back and I ask, what was comfortable, what'd you like? And it's just interesting. Everyone's preferences are different. Some
Yep.
people preferred this pocketing or that pocketing, but I will say, I think most consistently, as of right now, Able Carry was the most agreed upon to be the most comfortable.
right? Yeah. I don't think I've ever read a comment someone saying like I don't get the hype. It's not that comfortable, or yeah, they
I
just
know my
nailed it.
sister hates it because she's a different breed of like carry enthusiast who just likes things as light as possible, including shoulder strap chunkage. Like she would just rather have it
Got
be
it.
light and breezy there. She also doesn't carry as much stuff, so I understand that perspective. But for everybody else, yeah, able carry, they just crush it. And then the last category I got Wolf, which is not the harness system, but just sort of on the back of the bag and just like handles. Let's just talk handles. What does your ideal EDC have? Which handles are you cherry picking from what other bags?
Also able carry, but the Max EDC, it's not the cushiest, right? Like it doesn't have like that like your Levo, that feels really good to squish. But yeah, the just the Max EDC, I think it's like the combination of the that airplane style like super smooth webbing. It's got a little bit of cush, but it's just like good structure, really easy to grab. And like, dude, like the reinforcements, like on the stitch. I mean, these things feel like I could, put 100 pounds in here and hold it. Just like feels really nice. I like when the handles are just like have enough structure that they are easy to grab, not when they're and then they snuck in that like little extra, like handle back here for like when you actually want to hook it. A lot of good handles out there, for sure.
The
How about
handle,
you?
the handle game is great. Very competitive handle game. I, I love the able carry handles. I have a bit more. I don't need side handles on an EDC, so for me and my Frankenstein bag, I'm cutting them. Respect your appreciation for the able carry side handles. I think they are executed better than others, as to where they don't look too loud. They're not too in the way, but they're there when you need them.
Yep.
I just like a simple top handle, and I like the classic kind of like back panel top handle. So I don't need it to be right on the top of the bag, like like let's say,
Like the yeah.
well, like we did, but like you can see, I'm trying to think of a bag that you might have reviewed. A lot of Belroy bags do this, where they're not like a top beefy handle like on the Evergoods, but
Yeah, like this guy right here.
exactly, yes. But the Belroy classic backpack V3. That's what it is. Had to go through the Evergoods catalog for a second. I love what they did with their newest handle because it's my kind of handle as to where it's done in this design. It's got unfortunately a fake leather on the outside. You ever seen a design like this where they had like the fake leather to be able to grab it from? And it just looks so gorgeous the way that I keep wanting to say Evergoods, the way that
All right.
Belroy executed it. And that's just a double whammy handle. It allows you to carry the bag. It allows you to hook it up. It's just
Yep.
less complications. I don't need two handles now. I've got the one.
Yep. Yep.
And then the execution is beautiful as well. I'm really hoping that my editing team can get the chance to like put screenshots of all the things that I'm
Yeah.
mentioning throughout these. Otherwise, it's going to be a very. I need to work on my verbal descriptions, but yeah, I've always appreciated just a simpler sort of back panel handle design.
Then honestly, that's a good shout. Like realistically, for an everyday carry, like you just need the top one. I don't mind one side, but yeah, like having two is definitely overkill for sure.
It depends though, because then it's like that territory where it's like I do like my EDC to be able to double up as a great personal item with a suitcase bag, right? And then it's like
Yeah.
top side handles actually kind of come very useful in those situations.
Yeah.
So I do understand the flip side. On that note, should have mentioned luggage pass through, kind of a must have for me, so I can have
Yeah.
that double agent life. I didn't ever travel with suitcases in my mid to late 20s. I thought people who did were lame. I'm like, dude, I'm suitcase. I'm a one bag traveler. Suck it,
Yeah.
nerd. And then now I'm getting older and my back hurts. And my wife is like, no, you should try a suitcase, honey. They're awesome. And they totally are. So now I'm like, it's really important that I can pair my bag with my suitcase. What is
Yes.
your travel style like these days, Wolf?
It's that exactly. I was talking to my dad about this today, but just totally understand the appeal of like one bag travel and the freedom that comes with it. But yeah, especially now with kids, I have enough chaos in my life, and because of the kids, we try to eliminate friction when we're traveling. So yeah, we're not doing like buses and it just like a lot of the stuff like the cobblestone and all of the things where you like would rather have everything on your back. Yeah, I definitely like I've just been rocking the Belroy carry-on luggage with whatever personal item backpack I'm inspired to bring is my go-to.
whatever you're testing for the week. Speaking of which, Wolf, we're wrapping this up. I got a Chinese New Year lunch to grab in a minute, but
Yeah.
any bags on the horizon that you're testing that we can expecting a review from that you can announce?
Um, I'm doing just like the Waterfield. They just came out with like their like a Flex Light gym duffel that I am doing. I don't do a ton of duffels on the channel, but have been really enjoying that. And then beyond that, just you talked about like having like your council over there, like bringing people for like the end game bags. I haven't done it because it's kind of intimidating, just a lot of pressure, like being like a YouTuber that is like focused on backpacks and just like putting myself out there and being like, these are my top 5 favorite backpacks ranked. I've done it with packing cubes and dopping kits and tech pouches, but yeah, I'm gonna do something along those lines pretty soon
Nice.
here as well.
EDC travel. What can we expect?
EDC
EDC?
specifically.
That's
Yeah,
very exciting. Well, I'm looking very forward to that, Wolf. This was so much freaking fun, dude. Thank you for the idea and for jumping on the pod. Again, if you're listening to this still, thank you so much for being a part of this with us. Be sure to subscribe to Nitpacker. He's just one of the best bag reviewers in the game, dude. It's been awesome watching your channel grow, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
yeah. Enjoy the first day of your Chinese calendar year. Thank you so much
Gong
for
hei
having
fa
me.
choi. Gong hei fa choi. I think that's it. Did I say it right, babe? I got a yes.
I
All right, cool.
Amazing.
We'll catch you guys later, and thanks for your time, Wolf.
See ya.